Okay, so let's take a look at the final examples here in the Check It Out section. Again, as you become accustomed to, the answers are displayed, but how we get to those answers, it's what's important. So we'll take a look at the first question where it's asking us to simplify 18/27. Let's use that shortcut example here because we know that this question is going to simplify, and we didn't really have the opportunity to do that earlier. So again, what you want to do is list the factors of just one of the numbers. So you can pick either 18 or 27. Again, I would generally suggest, especially if you had some much larger numbers to work with, let's say it was something like 22 over 1,000, you would much rather list the factors of 22, the smaller number, than 1,000, the much larger number. Here, the numbers are not really outrageous. You could list the factors of either and it won't be a big deal. But let's go with what I'm saying here, the smaller number, 18. So I'm going to list the factors of 18 here. We've got 1 and 18, because 1 times 18 is 18, and 2 and 9, because 2 times 9 is 18, and 3 and 6, because 3 times 6 is 18. And again, what you want to do then is start from the large end and start dividing, perhaps with a calculator, although I don't think you really need it on this problem, and find the biggest number that divides out of the other side of the fraction. So start with 27. Can it divide out 18? No, it cannot. It's a decimal on the calculator if you checked it. But 27 divided by 9 does indeed work. So that means the greatest common factor is 9, and so I'm going to divide 9 out of both the numerator and the denominator. And when I do 18 divided by 9, I get 2, and 27 divided by 9 yields 3. Let's take a look at the second question there. It's asking us to write the decimal as a fraction in simplest form. Now again, there are two different ways we can look at this. We can look at changing this into an improper fraction, or we can look at writing this as a mixed number. Since they've already approached it with the idea of a mixed number, let's follow that route. So what we want to do is forget that there's a number in front and just consider it as 0.75. And we want to identify the place value of the last digit, which is the 5. Well, 5 is in the hundredths place. So the denominator of the fraction is going to be 100. And again, the top, the numerator, is simply this same thing but without the point. So 75. And that 8 that's in front is going to remain in the front. So this is going to be 8 and 75 100ths. Now, of course, that does not correspond with the answer on your screen because 75 100ths is something that we can now reduce. So I want to take out of 75 and 100 whatever I can take out of 75 and 100. And in this case, the number is, and you can check it if you want, but the number is 25. Again, I would probably use the shortcut here. 75 is going to be 1 and 75, and then 3 and 25. And there's a factor of 5 in there as well, but I don't really need it because I already know that 25 is the biggest number other than 75 that's going to show up on this list, and we know it's going to come out of 100. So I would divide the top and the bottom here, the numerator and the denominator, by 25, and that's how I get to 3/4. Finally, in the last question there, number 3, they're asking us to write the fraction as a decimal, and that's 15/9. Again, this is a division problem. Numerator divided by denominator, or top number divided by bottom number. So I'm going to do 15 divided by 9, and on the calculator that's going to yield 1.6 repeating. That's the example I used actually earlier. On a lot of calculators it will say 1 and then a bunch of 6s and a 7, but it's rounded that last number, and what it really means is 1.6 repeating, written as 1.6 with a bar over the 6 to indicate that the 6 does indeed repeat.